friends and haters, hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, what's up? My name is Erica. Pleasure to meet you. Put it here, partner. You are tuning in now to another day of Vlogmas. I think this is Vlogmas day 3, maybe day 4. Depends on how fast editing happens. Depends on which order I put this video in. Today we're just actually doing a little bit of a weekend vlog. So kind of just a chill, spend a few days with me. I did do a workout first thing this morning. I'll pop some of those clips in right now.
I'm filming. Because I'm not at my job. And that's really hard. Like, I take pride in my work. Like, thinking I'm not a professional and shit. I'm on my shit 24/7. I'm a I vlog everything to myself. My private story is just me. And I'm okay with that because it's chaotic.
So that was a workout I did this morning with Lauren. It was my first workout in 2 weeks, so since the day of the accident. I feel like, if I say that, I feel like it sounds so dramatic, but it was the day I got in like a car crash, so the day poor Fergus was totaled, so it's a sad day. But yeah, that was the last time I worked out because the timing of it, and then Thanksgiving, and then, you know, just can't get around in my area, unfortunately. But Lauren picked me up, and we went to the gym, and then actually, I currently have her car, so I can run a couple of errands, try and go to do some test drives. I have babysitting as well later tonight, so I can get there. She's busy all day long with some of her, like, friends from, like, home from Massachusetts who are coming to visit for the day. So she was like, yeah, no, please, like, use my car so, like, you can do things that are important. So I was really appreciative of that because, obviously, it's just difficult to get around and do things when you don't have any mode of transportation that is easy. And in this area, unfortunately, like, I live in an area where, like, to get to and from, like, you really have to have a car. And partially that's just, like, the way my life has ended up. Like, if I lived in a somewhat different area, then, yeah, I could take the train or I could walk places, but I just do not, it's just not the case for me personally. So, but yeah, gonna hang out a little bit today, vlog a bit, and just, you know, get some life done, but with a little hint of coziness. I will say, now that, like, it's my first workout back in a bit, it just feels so good to move my body. I definitely feel like everyone's like, wow, you have so much energy. And it's like, I slept terribly last night. I think, one, I was editing a Vlogmas video. I was trying to do some carb research, and then I actually for once fell into a bit of a TikTok rabbit hole. I'm not usually much of a TikTok gal. I know, like, I keep trying to let's put you guys down. But yeah, so I fell into a bit of a TikTok rabbit hole, which, like, never really happens for me. I keep telling myself that, like, I want to be more active on TikTok because I know TikTok is a really great app to help you grow, in terms of, like, social media, but also, like, I just feel like I don't have the time to do TikTok. Like, I prefer, like, longer form content like YouTube, and even on Instagram, I tend to try and do some, like, somewhat longer things. I tend to like to be on my stories and stuff like that. Where at TikTok, I feel like TikTok obviously is like really short form content, though they now have videos that are like up to like 2-3 minutes long, I think. But it's always kind of been even more for short form content. And I feel like in order to do well on TikTok, you have to, like, be there, find the funny audios and the trending sounds and blah, blah, blah. And I work a full-time job. Well, I'm not, like, just a college kid who's just, like, in between classes can just be scrolling and, like, be like, oh, this is funny, let me just do this, you know? So as much as, like, I want to be a little bit more active there, I feel like anytime I post something there, it's just something I also posted on Instagram. So, but we're trying a little bit. But for once, I fell into a TikTok rabbit hole, and it did get me a little bit sad. And then I was in this weird headspace when I went to sleep, and then I just didn't sleep very well. And so Lauren called me, and I was like, and I literally was still in bed. Like, I hadn't even, like, woken up. So I had to get dressed really quick. I did try and dress, like, in a cute, somewhat more Christmassy style. Not the slippers, but in, like, red. And this is the first top that I could find. So I did red and, like, this charcoal gray, black charcoal. I think it's literally called the color coal. So this is the fit. This is from the classic seamless collection from Honor Active, and this is then the effortless, but specifically from the birthday range. This is the one that has the butt scrunch that makes your booty look absolutely unreal. And then this is the, obviously short sleeve. The difference between the classic and the effortless is the classic material is like a bit thicker. I don't really find it necessarily like, especially the tops, I still find them really, really soft and like not necessarily as compressive, but the leggings definitely are a little bit thicker and ever so slightly more compressive compared to the effortless. So the classic is a little bit more compressive, slightly thicker material. Effortless is a bit stretchier, definitely like second skin material, but then again has the boot scrunch. And then the tops in the effortless, there's like a big key, like a big hole in the back to show off your back. This one is just full back. Hey friends, it has been a little bit since I've chatted with you. I did go run some errands and I did go try and test drive some cars. I didn't end up filming anything when I was at the dealer though, because there was surprisingly like a lot of people there considering it's like a rainy kind of gross day. So that was, not to say not ideal, but I'm just a little bit of a shy vlogger around people still, so I didn't really film anything, but test drive was like okay. I was looking specifically at like a Subaru, actually you can kind of see it here, like a Crosstrek. It's funny because if you guys follow me on Instagram, like, Subarus are secretly my nemesis. Fun fact. I've just had lots of experiences when I'm driving and someone ahead of me is driving a Subaru and they're driving like an idiot. But I'm possibly going to be joining that club and buying a Subaru. My brother, and like my brother's family just bought a big Subaru for their new family car. So I know he kind of recommends it, and it does well in the winter weather, which is kind of one of the big questions. I mean, New York, we don't necessarily, where I live in New York, my family lives in upstate New York, only like an hour or so from Canada. So they get a lot of winter weather. So I know obviously that Subaru is pretty reliable. I think they have all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. I'm not really sure the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. I actually tried to do some research, but I forget it. But a car like that does really well in like the snow or ice or anything like that compared to like a car that only has like two-wheel drive. So I was trying to get a feel of it. There's actually some sort of deal at the dealer up at my family's house, so in upstate New York. So I was trying to see if I can get a feel of if I like the way the car drives. I might go back to another one at a different place to again get a feel of it, because they had a slightly different model than what this one would be. I know there's a specific one that the guy I'm working with at the Rochester dealership is like kind of encouraging. One, yes, it's like a little bit more expensive and it has more bells and whistles, but also it's like a brand new car and it's gonna be here like soon, compared to like if I got a new car that's like the most basic model, it would take a few months to, get here. I could buy used or finance or lease, and there's various options, but as you guys know, I travel a lot for work, so leasing a car is kind of difficult because I drive so many miles. It's almost like a more complicated option, because though there are some deals where like you can get a car lease and do like up to like 15,000 miles, but then at the same time, then I kind of have to watch how much I'm driving. And 15,000 miles, like, that would be cutting it close with like what I usually do in terms of work, but then But it's also just things like, yeah, like I do just drive up to Rochester where, you know, I would look at maybe flying or taking the train a little bit more because obviously to keep that mileage down. So that is an option. And, you know, leasing it would be a lot cheaper compared to the financing option. The financing option is a good option, but then like my monthly payment would be really expensive, it looks like, at this car. So I'm just not sure. And then unfortunately, like I don't think I can like outright just buy another car. So that's a whole other thing too. Yeah, car shopping is a bit stressful, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little check-in. I'm actually about to get showered and like get a little done up, not for anything too fancy, but just because I'm going to go babysitting, so I'm gonna look a little bit more presentable. I have to go in like a minute or two to babysitting, but I realize I don't look my best. So I'm just gonna do a quick little face of makeup, and I figured I would just show you guys what I do because my makeup routine is literally very basic. I use mostly Tower 28 products right now. I especially like using them, I mean, for various reasons. One, a lot of their products are made for like sensitive skin, and though I don't necessarily have like insanely sensitive skin, it's still a little on the sensitive side. I feel like I've dealt a little bit more with my skin being a bit sensitive since I went off of birth control months and months ago, and then going back on, my skin like just was a little all over the place. So I like using their tinted moisturizer SPF, super lightweight, so it's nice. If you want to also layer it on with something a little bit heavier, then I kind of go in with this like random powder I have by MAC. It's the Nuanced Mineralized Skin Finish. I feel like it just gives me a little bit of a glow. I realize the lighting isn't too great. The light's like behind me, so this is not the best vlogging I've ever done. And it's kind of got like 4 colors, so I also even use the top 2 sometimes as a little bit more of a highlight. So nice and basic there. I'm not gonna go too overboard because again, it's just babysitting. Then I use another Tower 28 product. This is their Beach Please Golden Hour. I only use a really small amount of it just on the cheeks, and I kind of then just blend it in with my finger. I feel like it just gives me a little bit of color, but this color, the Golden Hour color, it's like very light on the peaches side, but not too peach, not like a summery peach. So I find it's nice for this time of year. Let's see, we're doing pretty good considering I'm, again, against the light. Now I'm going to use the Gimme Brow Finish in 3.75. I'm not too fussy when it comes to my brows. I do my brows myself most of the time, and yeah, I don't really do too much when it comes to filling them in. I feel like just the gel helps give a little bit of color, helps in the areas where it would be a little in between. So just kind of like define them a little bit more without having to be too like over the top. Last is then another Tower 28 product. I've really been loving their mascara. I think this is called like Wonder Waves. And I feel like just a little bit of a zhuzh. I'm also putting makeup on because like I don't know if I'm gonna do anything later tonight. I mean, knowing me, probably not. I might do some filming, like a sit-down Vlogmas video on top of then this vlog. So I feel like sometimes when I'm doing the sit-down videos, it's a little bit nicer to look a little bit more mature. I feel like sometimes when I'm doing the sit-down videos, it's a little bit nice to look a little bit zhuzhed up, even though we both know that I'm not too fussy most of the time. Nice basic little like 3-minute makeup routine. Not too bad. I also gave my hair a little extra bit of a slick down. I was gonna try and take a shower in between, but I got too distracted doing 12,000 things. So that's it for right now. Gonna go babysitting, and I'll check in with you guys probably like around dinner time or something like that. I'm home from babysitting. It went well. It was a nice chill night, no craziness. I am enjoying a glass of red. I have a glass of Malbec specifically. lately, if I'm having alcohol, I tend to have been gravitating more towards beer for some reason. I think it's more than just like something about the fact that it's like, okay, having a can of beer versus opening a bottle of wine. Like, I feel like I'm gonna end up drinking more, or also just like, no matter what, I haven't been drinking much to begin with very much. I mean, I think besides Thanksgiving, I've barely been drinking at all because, you know, as you guys know, if you've been here before, I've been in my craziness with work. So like the thought of like even sitting down has been blasphemous, let alone sitting down to have alcohol. And if I did, I would like crack open a beer. Honestly, guys, the amount of times when I only drank like half a beer and then I was like so tired I had to go to sleep. So when it comes to drinking wine, I haven't been doing it because it's like, I think something about the fact that like opening a bottle of wine, I actually only had, I had a singular bottle. I actually didn't even realize I had it. And it's like a normal top, not like a twist top. So something like that too. It's like you usually have to drink those a little faster because they go bad, not bad, but you know, they, if you drink wine, you know what I'm talking about. But I was kind of just feeling that I wasn't really feeling like something like cold, like beer. So I went for some wine. The few times I have drank wine in the last like few weeks or months, I've either gone for like a Malbec or a Rioja, for specifically for red. And if I'm being honest, I've only been drinking red the last few times I've had wine, I think. So those are my two kind of go-tos right now. I can show you guys the bottle that I'm currently drinking. If you want to pop to your shop and be matching wine gals with me, I'll show you guys that in a second, or I'll just pop a picture here. Actually, that makes more sense. But I am just having some dinner. I know from here it looks like mush. It still kind of looks mush even closer, but it is a like mushroom risotto with shrimp and butternut squash, obviously some Parmesan cheese. I added some garlic to flavor up the butternut squash and shrimp. And that's what I'm having. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, it's nice, it's cozy enough. I wanted something kind of cozy, and I realized I didn't really have much besides like doing something else with pasta, but I had a quick pasta tuna bowl for lunch real quick before I went to babysitting as well. So I didn't necessarily want to have pasta a few hours back to back, even though I do that all the time. And there's nothing wrong with only eating pasta for a day. Maybe that would be a great video. Only pasta for the day. 24 hours of pasta. Don't tempt me with a good time. I think I might do some reading. I feel like I've barely been able to like get through any of my books recently. So it's gonna be a bit of a cozy night. I'm watching Megan Grubb on YouTube. I am always watching Megan Grubb on YouTube, but especially December. Like, there's almost nothing else on my TV besides Megan Grubb in the month of December. With that being said, if you guys have any good like Netflix or Hulu or show recommendations or movies, let me know, because I feel like I'm so out of touch with what is on the screens nowadays. It's like hot on my leg. It's so good. But yeah, it's a chill night. I don't know if I have anything else to say later on. I'll say it. So, catch you maybe in a bit. Friends, haters, good morning, welcome back. I don't think I really did anything of note yesterday after I last talked to you. I don't remember if I showed you the cookie cup, but I made myself like a cookie thing for dessert. I am going to show that. I'm going to do like a whole like healthier options, more satiating, low calorie, easy desserts type of vid. Don't know exactly what I'm gonna call it, but I did make that. So with 3 ingredients. So I made that, but besides eating food, I didn't do anything, but just edited some of actually this vlog. It's kind of nice. I feel like I'm like not too stressed yet. Again, I think I've decided this will be Vlogmas 3. So, you know, we're only on the 3rd vid. So there definitely is still time to have a meltdown, but as of right now, we're doing good. So I'm about to go pick up Lauren. Again, I am driving her car, which is funny. I'm gonna go pick Lauren up. She went out last night, so we didn't do the car swap and drop yesterday because she was gonna be drinking, so it just didn't make sense, obviously. So I'm gonna pick her up. We're gonna go to the gym, and I think that's really it. Maybe show you the gym again. Probably gonna work lower body because we did upper body stuff yesterday. Yeah. All right. So someone is grossly hungover. So we have a little extra sustenance, and it just looks hilarious. Look at our setup right now. This is the pre-workout I was gonna drink. My water bottle. Lauren got us coffees because she needed something. So this is our vibe. No. So we're having this issue where the boxing class that happened when we got here just ended. And so the music changed to what we always joke about is Frank's music, which is a little bit more like, and so we went from like, yeah, to, so we're a little bit annoyed because we formally requested to keep the music popping. And Frank, who happens to be the owner of them, was at the desk, and so he put on his cool down music. I did go out, I was a little ballsy. I asked him if he could change it. He said in a few minutes.
Giving me war flashbacks and I'm hungover.
But yeah, it's like the music that they play at like our local like towny bar that like they play at like 6 p.m. So a child, so I'm trying to block. We're at our local bagel place getting some bagel sandwiches, and Lauren is hard from her sandwich. She definitely needed the sustenance for this hangover. So I also did get 2 bagels. I also got a turkey bacon egg and cheese on an English muffin bagel, delicious. I also got a rainbow bagel toasted with blueberry cream cheese. I just told Lauren that my flights are booked and whatnot for the UK for Christmas, and she's literally like has tears in her eyes. Because in her defense, I am gonna be gone for like 3.5 weeks, but like
It's not as if we can't like FaceTime and like things like that, like we did last time too. Like she's distraught. I can't believe you love me that much.
I can't even think right now.
Oh my gosh.